Hello. Right. So we are going to start the stream for today. We are going to start building a new model kit. It's been a while since I do a live building session. And 7:30 now, and we shall start without further ado. So today we will be building Gii. Alright, it's from KOTOBUKIYA. It's Arcanadea line. I don't know whether is it Arcanadea, Arcanadea. Yeah, but this is how you spell it. But in Japanese, it will be Arcanadea. So that is the kit. So KOTOBUKIYA's kit design, I guess, this a series lines that's focused on fantasy model kits. We are very familiar with frame summoners. Those are a modern weapon mech kind of style. And then apart from that, you have Megami device, which is very something similar. And then they do have the Shoujo Shonen line, which is very modern, ground to earth, realistic, high school girls kind of vibes. And then we have Arcanadea, which caters to the fantasy type. So today we are just building this mirroring lookalike characters. It could be a demon, it could be a dragon lord, dragon lady, demon lady, who knows. But probably demon, because it does have the kind of demon eye to that vibe. So today we'll be doing that. Right, let me turn on the lights. Is it too bright? Okay. So the amount of stuff in this box, you can see it fills up 2 of this game genic token silo. So I like using this because it have a lot of compartments, and you can take these compartments out as you build individual parts. So I really prefer this. I really love doing this, using this for model kits. So all the parts are sorted out into their respective parts. Right here we have the head, we have the torso, the body, and then we have the arms. No, these are the legs, and then these are the arms, the left arm, right arm. And then on this side we have the tails. So all of this, 7 of this is the tail parts, and then we have extra parts here, and then all of this is the back and the wings. So it fill out 2 of these silos, and just remove this. Actually, it also does come with the stand, which you also can see on this portion here, and special effects. And one thing to take note of, I really love this. This is just a normal black light, and the clear part does shine blue. Let me just switch off the light. Yeah. So the black light, the blue light just shine blue under black light, and there's this runner for clear parts. These 2 also shine a very nice pink color. So we'll be seeing that inside the build as well. Yeah. So I also did something interesting as well. To showcase some of the build, because the tails comes in sections. So actually, if you were to take a look at, turn back the lights. So if you were to take a look at this portion here, you actually can see the numbers right here. Hopefully it can focus. Is it focus? Yeah, you can actually see the number right here. And then if I were to, I actually does paint a fluorescent light to it. So hold on, let me just show another piece. Let me just use a white one. Yep. So that actually does shows a number right here. Yep, there you go. This is number 2, section 2. So all of these parts, they have their own section as well, so we'll be looking to that later. Right, so that is me showing the build progress. So we shall start building. I'm real excited to show you guys this build. Again, it's feature mirroring. It's like kind of a mirroring lookalike. Yeah, so we can take out the compartment section by section. So we can mix around and see what else we can do. So I guess we can just assemble these are not the these are not the parts for was it this one or the other one? Pretty sure this is not the it's right here. Right here. So this is the part that's meant for. So technically these two is also extra parts, extra items. But this is the one that we're looking for, which is the stand. So we're just going to fix it here, and then we can build along as we go. Nice. Alright. Interesting. Alright. And this is the effect. Okay. I am trying out a new camera setup. I believe if you were to watch the preview, if you have a chance, you can watch the preview. I do explain part of it. This very small camera right here. I'm using the OBS bot camera, so it's a very small profile. It's like literally this size. Alright, but then it's like I'm talking right behind it. So that's the current situation. But it's so far I'm using it. I'm really liking. I really like it. Yep. So hopefully everything is in view. The autofocus hopefully is not screwing things up too much. Only one issue, my previous camera with the autofocus kept messing things up. But seemingly this autofocus it's very fast. So I think it's way better than the previous one. It does say it use AI to help with some of the process, which perhaps maybe it's really true. All in all, quite happy with it. So this is the effect. Let's see here, and then we just need to fix it in. Can we get this in? Oh, there's a direction. Oops. Ow, wow, ouch. Okay, so these parts are really sharp. The details are very good.
Everything in this world feels as fragmented as the patterns of a feather. The feathers don't taste like cherry chapstick. Sparkles in your scent. Kisses hidden in my breath.
So this is the effect right here. So we're going to see this in action later, as we perhaps maybe equip this to one of the head features. But anyway, here we go. Alright, so this out of the way. Can this spin as well? Yeah. Right, so this is the head. Let me just grab the instruction manual. I don't know whether should I build it on top right here, or do I want to put it to the side, like whether you guys want to follow along. No, maybe I just put it to the side right here, then you can see. So all of these parts is actually head related, but it does comes with I believe it this kit actually have two different modes, so you can swap up between the normal mode and the, I guess, better mode. I'm not sure what they call it. Whisper mode. Interesting. So it actually does come with two heads right here. So you can see we have two parts over here. Okay, let us just start building. All the parts are everywhere. So hopefully we can finish this build by today. Okay, I need to keep it in frame, which is difficult because half of my vision is blocked by the camera. So I just need to be a little bit more conscious about where I'm building it. But hopefully everything is picking up. So we are building this portion, this part right here. Nope, this is not the part we are looking at. How in the... There we go. Yeah, so I was talking about how trying to finish it as soon as possible. That way we can, I don't know, do other stuff tomorrow. And then see how fast we can build this. There's a direction to this, so this is on this side. But the amount of details on this kit, as in for all KOTOBUKIYA's kit, I think it's really good. I don't know how else to describe this. Because if let's say we are comparing to Bandai, Bandai's detail does lag a little bit, but KOTOBUKIYA's does focus a lot more on the details, as you can see here. And all of these parts are very sharp and precise. And if you're not careful, you can break those parts, right? So especially when you are building a KOTOBUKIYA kit, you can keep that in mind. And this is the back of the head. You can see the pleats here. The light is a little bit too bright and it's washing out some of the details. Let me just adjust a little bit. There we go. Yeah, so you can see the pleats here. So the ponytails, the twin ponytails. And you can see it's like the kit portions does contains a lot of parts. So you can expect that it's a very good build. Though it might be a little bit finicky. I'm not sure whether is this the correct, or what's it here. I think it fits here better. Yeah, there we go. You see how all of them goes to one point. Just some of the details works over here. I mean, maybe I should bring back the setting for the music, like turn down the music when I speak, and then the music goes up when it's silent. I used to have that settings long time ago. Right after then I stopped streaming for a while, and basically lost the settings. The elf ear, sharp ear, and then we can choose a face. Which face do we want? Normal face, excited face. There we go. And then we can choose one of the many options for the hair right here. Of this, probably just go for the generic hair right here. There we go. And then we can take a look at the front part of the face. Oops. Which is the sides right here. And then you have the options for you to, play around with the hair. I wonder, is this the right direction? No, it's the other one. This one. So just double check. We want to be this. Looking on the out. It's really tiny. So this is supposed to be like this. Same goes to the other side. Yeah. So recently I just purchased, basically this came with a box, a gigantic box of new model kits that I have to ship out, because the place I bought, which is Hobbylink Japan, they does offer private warehouse for half a year, and some of these kits I already kept over there at the warehouse for quite some times, so I have no choice but to ship them out. But not this one. This one was released fairly recently, so if let's say you're watching this video, probably you don't see a lot of other people that's building this kit as of now. But yeah, so you can say I'm ahead of the curve, But yeah, this is a fairly recent kit that just got released, and I want to build it as soon as possible. Take a look at that. So you can actually see how the hair can move, and forward and back slightly. Just a little bit more character to it. Even this can also move as well. It's cute, but it's a little bit loose. Yeah, slightly loose. So that is perhaps something that you may, if you want to buy this kit, you can consider. And then we have the horn over here. Should be this direction. Right? Yep. And just need to be a little bit more. It doesn't want to go in, which makes me question, am I doing it wrong? But so some of the parts are just so thin. Don't want to accidentally bend anything. Right. And one of this should be coming over here. Ooh. Right here. There you go. So the mover parts are the hair on here and the sides. And then the horn technically too can rotate as well if you really want it. But you can have it nested nicely to the side of the head. So that is the basic one. And then we can have options to fix the mouth as well. So this is the shouting mouth. And then you do have the options to switch between normal shouting mouth and then a place where it breathe fires. Maybe I can do some customization here as well for the swapping of the mouth portion. As in, not for this. This is actually fairly normal. You can see right here. Alright. And then a portion for us to swap this easily. But I guess it's not needed because it's just by friction. See how it just goes by here. Let me just grab something to help with the assembly. Just a Q-tip. There you go. Oh, it's it's not even much. So if let's say if we were to imagine this the piece, basically we fix this in and then this goes over. So it's barely even supported. Alright. So you can imagine it's screaming, ah! Yeah, so it's like barely even secured. It's just a slot in. Yeah, and then you can swap out the parts very easily. There you go. So this is the mouthpiece where it's angry. So I guess we're going to keep this here. And if I'm not wrong, I think most of the parts we needed is here. I think. This is the head. And then, no, we still perhaps need some other things. Right, let us flip to the back and see. Ah, there it is. Here we go. So we need the head parts. What else do we need? Need this. Secure this right here. It's upside down. We are holding the head upside down. And there we go. And then we fix the face plate. and then the ear. There we go. And then the mouth. And face. Angry face. And then the hair, I guess we can go for this. Or perhaps maybe we choose the other one, this one. Yep. And then we need the front. But we do have options for the ponytail, which is right here. And we just secure this to here. And then here you go. And then the horn does requires a little bit more assembly to it. And then a very tiny spike right here. Very tiny parts. Need to get the orientation. I believe this is wrong. How about you? It's really tiny. Okay, you can see how the shape of the hole is. So you need to match it. This does not seem quite like it. No, it's not. But we are heading in the right direction. Oops. Yeah, there we go. So there's the horn. Slightly different. How even the horn can transform, which is cool. As in, how does that work? If let's say it's something, how does that even work? Gosh. My fingers are too fat. Yeah. Assembling this, perhaps I also need to consider using glue as well, in case I drop these parts. Right, let us just swap the head. Actually, do we even need to remove the horn? I don't think so. You can just rotate the horn up and then pluck out the hair, transfer it over, and then replace the horn, which is a forward facing real aggro kind of horn. Actually no, I think it's the other side. Yeah. And then we can kind of see how it sits. So it likes to sit on this, so we can presume this is the correct orientation of the horn right here. Angry face, and then this is where we showcase the mouth. Hadua! Speed fireball. She angry. Right. So that's the feature. So that's a hit. We can, I guess, swap out the face for this. Return to normal. Right. That's the first part done. Now we can move on to the other portion, which is the torso. Just put this here. So this is where the body is. This is where I killed my wife. This is where we hide the body. So I guess the first part is we want is to fix this very tiny jewel piece, and it have a direction as well. If you were to, I don't know whether the camera pick it up. Yeah, you can see there is a slot right there. So there is a direction to this. So I have to match it well in order for it to. There we go. It's not, but it does rotate itself back into position. So there we go. Can't really quite see the details inside. I don't know whether if we, let's say we try to shine a black light into it, does it help? Does it shows? It shows a little bit. I don't know where the camera pick it up, but it does shows the inside a little bit if you were to shine the black light in it. Yeah, there you go. See how you can actually see the eye slit right there. Nice. But without any black lights on it, you can't really see it. So it's a nice detail. It's a nice hidden detail, if you really want to call it that. Hidden inside, exposed by black light. Right. So these are all the pieces that we are going to use. So let us assemble the body. So the build, it's different from the usual I guess Megami devices. Megami device Framemonger kit. Because there is a little bit more parts for each portion, and there's a lot more details to it. Did we messed up? Yeah, we messed up. There's actually a direction here. Indicate right here. There's something to take note of, which we did not follow the instructions. So now we do flip it. There we go. Ooh, this one is not bad. Is there any way I can like the song? The beat though, it's awesome. Right, let's continue the build. Yeah, so there is, I guess with the extra parts, it actually just comes with more articulations, which we can also explore in today. That is the book. Which parts are we looking at? We are looking for which part? Not this, not this, not this. This? No, this. There we go. Yeah. So there is more parts and more color separation, I guess. So not sure why the bottom part of this cannot be one piece but needs to be two. So is it for the sake of just having more parts? You know, some redundant building process. And the parts are very sharp, very sharp. So that's the collar. If it can goes in smoothly. Clip it in a way, also secure the body so it doesn't come loose. But can I even fix it all the way in the first place? So that's the body, and then we have the side panels for the boobs, I guess, if she even have boobs. That's the front. This is the side. Perhaps we are looking at the gold pieces. It's supposed to be an L shape. This is the extra details. Is that it should be this piece, or perhaps it's this piece. Yep. No. Oops. There we go. Some very tiny details right here. And then this goes in. No, this goes in first. And then this goes in. It's real finicky, but you got to admit that is a lot of details right here. so it serves a purpose right here. It does have the explaining why there's so many parts right here. Oops. But it is so small. Brings me back to building real great Gundam. The amount of details that are achieved by tiny pieces. And probably requires gluing. I'm just only scared of dropping the pieces into oblivion. Trying to coerce it into the holes and then questioning whether is it on the right side. Gosh, they are so small. And then the angle, it's too wet. There you go. You got it? Is it all the way in? No, it's not. But am I on the right side? Does it make sense? Does it look right? No, it doesn't. I think maybe it's upside down. Maybe? Yeah, maybe it's upside down. Gosh. It's so tiny. It's such a... my downfall. It's tiny parts. Who would have thought that my dexterous hand dexterity, it's failing. I used to be very proud of... oh, there we go. Hey, we got it in. Well, I used to be very proud of my dexterity. How I can fit stuff, tiny parts. But I guess I'm just that rusty. It's been a while since I work with tiny model kits, tiny skills. Alright, there we go. And then we can fit in the ribbon and the connecting joints. There we go. So let's take a look at some of the details right here. You can see from the color separation, from the purple to the blue, and then the white at the front, and then you have the skin colors, and then you have these little portions here, like little gap for the side boobs, under boobs. So that's a lot of details right here. I wonder, does the front goes all the way in? Yeah. And then we are not done yet. There is even the collar right here. How does this fit in? This one go in first? Yes, it does. should it sit in or just rotating. And then we have another piece right here that will secure it, I guess. There we go. And then we have the neck right here. Oops, it flew away. There we go. Okay. So it does have some bits of movement right here. Nice collar, and then it should not move around too much. Just secure everything down. Right? So that is the upper torso. Now we can move on to the bottom. And we have this piece right here. And then there's a front and back as well. So this is the front. Okay. Front and back as well. This is the front. The front. Front. There we go. Then we have a pre-painted piece right here. This is the front and the back. And it does shows that see the movement right here. How it goes using ball joint instead. Usually we have one piece right here that allows it to just pivot on this point, and then whereas now we shift the ball joint up. Interesting. So it's just a slightly different build process articulations that's featured right here. Probably this is unique to the Arcanadea line. I would not know because this is my first build of the Arcanadea kit. Arcanadea, Arcanadea. Some very small, minute details. Seeing how you see how this scales is fixed to the skin, and then you have this plate over here that's overlapping. Very cool. As in, they probably also can make it, as one piece. But no, they separate it up. Cool. And then we have the front portion, which is not this two right here, I believe. Yep. And then we will secure the trestles, I guess is what you will call it. Oh, drop to the floor. Ah, shucks. Well, just let me find this piece. I dropped it on the ground. Okay, got it. Yep. So there is a orientation to this. There's a left and right. Just have to find it. This two seems to be on the right side. On the left side. Doesn't really matter. It should be just like should go in just fine. There we go. Just brush it away. That's one. That's two. And then we might as well can fit in the other side, which is here. There we go. It's upside down. There we go. So this, we will fit the front portion as well, which is, for this will be this design. And this. Ooh, it's not all the way in. Okay. And then the diamond piece. There we go. I can perhaps paint the middle right here. Then now we fix everything in. So check this out. There we go. This is the normal mode. A nice dress. And then we can fit the head in very carefully. There's so many pieces that can break. Okay, there we go. Ta-da! Ain't she cute? Alright, so we spent an hour on this. Oh man, talk about being washed. This is how does it goes. Alright, time to speed it up. So this I know goes through this, goes through here, and then this will be on top. So if let's say we were to switch it to the other side, I believe I'm right. Alright, so if let's say we don't want this portion, so now we are going to switch it to the other mode. We remove this, remove the front, and put this back in. I believe it's like this. No. Crazy. Yeah. The side of this doesn't want to go in. Again, you have to be very precise, pixel perfect, in order for these parts to go in. If you click in, we show. Yeah, what's wrong with this? Yeah, so it's very. It's how do I describe this? There is a yeah, we need to snap it in. And this goes through here. So you can see the different mode right here. More exposed, but more posable with this right here. So this is like a kind of like a better mode. I prefer, I guess we'll just put it this way, mix around. Right. So this is the body. And sit her right there. Okay, let's move to the I guess the leg first. The leg is easier to build as compared to the arm. The arm has way more parts, and there is also an option to swap the parts as well, whereas the arms does not have that option. So this is 1, 2. Click. And then it used a pack as well for this. Can't remember which kit used this form of connection. Recently I built one. It was which one though? This is the front. Are you the back? I believe so. Which kit does feature that? Was it 30mm? 30ms? Or was it the Shoujo Shoen? Yeah, but it's a little bit more meatier, the way the kits are designed, and then how the knees can slightly pull out in order to support the articulation. Not too sure how I feel about that, but this portion right here. But otherwise, standing out straight, it looks really nice. It's weird. It's unusual. And this is also fairly unique. Plug this in, and it's secure on the other side. This goes in right here. Okay, goes in very easily. This is the top of the boot. It's a unique structure that you don't really see it. Right? Very tiny, tiny boots. Oops. Ah. There we go. 1, 2, 3. There we have the leg. Right here. And then this is the top portion. So that is the right leg. Then this goes in here. Can't quite see it. Yeah, pretty sure. Yep, right leg. So it goes is a ball joint. But does it want to go in? How does it go in? It's a good thing that I only need to do this once, because the leg portion doesn't really change. We don't really switch the legs. So I guess if they do so, they make it easier to, I guess, install this. Okay, I think I got it in. Yep, there we go. That's the leg. And then you can see the shots. Oh, did I accidentally stress it a little bit? Yeah, there's a stress mark there. But it pops up. It's very, very, very finicky. Just make it right so that it sits properly. Yeah, but it moves with the leg. So that's a nice detail. There we go. Let me just put this over here. We go to the other leg. And after this, I take a short break because there's some noise coming up from the other room, which is where my daughters are. Not sure what they are doing, so I need to check on them after this. Alright, and then I will take a short break and see what's going on with them, and also go for a toilet run. Quick toilet run. I believe I'm right. Am I right? I think so. Right. Yeah, I did it right. Yeah, okay. Okay. Go in. This is not as smooth as the previous one, but it should not be a huge issue as well, as long as I get the pack in and everything that goes in. There we go. And then the fidgeting part. Let's hope we don't damage it too much. So this should face inwards while we slot this in. There we go. Check this out. The details, I really love it. How the legs and the pants does move along with the kit. And it's cute. Let me just adjust the camera right here. So if I'm this girl right here, just dim the light. I'm gonna check on the girls first. Okay, I'm back. So the girl was fooling around, trying to, I guess, trying to remove one of the cupboard shelf. It's crazy, girls. Anyway, yep. So we have our cute girl right here, and then now we can move on to the arm. So the arm is there is 3 options for arm, right? If you were to take a look at this, there is 3 different versions of it. You have one that is the straight arm, and then you have one that is the bend arm, and then we have the bare arms without the sleeves. So it's a interesting build, and then we see how it converts up. See which parts require swapping. Let me just turn up the light a little bit. Then readjust the camera angle. There we go. Yeah. So with this new design, adjusting the lens position is also quite useful. So I really like this. So we'll take a look at some of the designs right here. This is the bendy arm. This is the straight arm. This is a straight arm. Straighten arm. So we'll see right here. So use this part. There's even a direction to it. There's a slight note right here again. How the parts goes to it. So we need to take note of how the ball joints is angled. There's a slight angle over right here. So we need to take note of that. And then the design are relatively repetitive because it does features the same motif right here. Oi, why is it so tight? It's very tight. Unusually tight. I guess if it's fixed, like we don't have to shift the position, it's okay to be tight, right? And then there is this motif right here where it features the design. You see how there's a slot right here, and then this is the design to it, and it goes in here, snap everything together. Should be fairly easy. Yep, there we go. And then see how it shows the design. Cool, right? And it clips right here. We have a ball joint right here. Pack a hole. Go through here. Oh, another new songs from Arknights, courtesy of Arknights and their awesome music production. Recently, I was so quite banging my heads against along to Enfuse music. Those are quite nice as well. And then we have this. Again, some of the color separations we are witnessing as we build along. How there's oops. Oh no. How there's different color separation. You have the white, and then you have the gold, and then you have the purple, and then you have the gold as well. There's features along here. Real nice to the details. Nice. And then it clicks right here. And then the front portion too also have different color separation as well. We have one of this to cap it over, and then we have the band right here. Clip it off. I believe it's this direction. There we go. So that's the arm. It's one side. Left arm, right arm. And then we have the top part, which uses this. And there we go. And then we clip off this in. So you can see how this is the arm. Flappy flappy. Flappy flappy. There's slight rotation here. There's a ball joint. And then now we are making the top portion of the arm. And again, there is a direction to it. And seems like we have two of this. Right? And there's still white one. There's have no direction to this. There you go. This will go right here. And then the armor piece, which is this, and install this right here. Again, be careful of the sharp edges. Just be careful. Ouch. And with this, then we can install the bottom of this. If the fray, is that how you pronounce it? And then there's an arrow right here that shows you the direction, and these two here also have a tiny arrow. There you go. and we can install the arm. Just carefully plug it in. So many tiny parts. Okay, nope. There's so many thin parts that, ouch, that might accidentally break while installing. There you go. Oh man, so cute. Look at that. Goes on. A big oh. Okay, we're just going to keep the head to one side. But as mentioned, there is also options that you can actually build the other versions right here. So this version is the one that is permanently bent. So like, am I right? Okay, good. So basically it shows, you see how this version shows it like this. So mainly it's how the arms is like this. So basically show this, but at a even more extreme angle, I guess. Right, but the build is generally the same. As you can see, the motifs right here, the embroidering, however you call it. I'm not too familiar with the terminology that they use for clothes and sewing, even though I myself did dabble a little bit in sewing, so I know how to use the sewing machines, how to work on it. So that's from extra details of my skills, not just particularly in model kits, but I'm generally love handicraft. So anything that uses my hands, I love to try it. Carpentry, building model kits, working with origami are some of my old pastimes that I do, being dealt with my fingers. Buying poker chips in order for me to learn how to play with it, like those poker players you see in videos. So I know how to do that stacking. Ow! Something hurts my nails. Anyway, let's continue. Yep, so this part here is the extra options for different poses. So you can see right here. So we offer a tighter angle for this part. So again, compare this to this is how far it can go. So this can offer up the angle of this much. Cool. So this requires you to swap basically the whole entire thing and then replace the frame over here. So let me just remove this and then just swap it over here. Yep, there you go. So the options for these two parts, But of course, there is also a naked hand here that we see right here. Interestingly, you just connect here. It's a classic Megami device hand. And then there is this. A little bracelet right here. And that is for the hand. There we go. And then I just take a look at closer details to the arm to make sure that we don't screw it up. So that is for the arm right here. Grabby arm, the posing arms, I want to kill you arm sharp a little bit. Right? And then we have the shoulder armor, which uses these few parts. This and this. Plug this in. Was it upside down? I think it's upside down. Yeah. We were upside down. And it flies away. Aim for safety. Okay. For the future, so there's a path, walk it road. Guiding lights, guiding lights, holding the line, steady moving on. Oops. Oh, there's one part here that's fall through the gap. With quake and storms, you will never see them fall. And then there is a horn, a spike right here. I believe it does maybe perhaps have an angle to it. No? Just fix it in friction by friction. Just make sure it's straightened. But if you want, you can rotate this to whichever angle that you like. And then we can install this to this. And then we can just plug it here. There we go. You can see how the arms forms right here. Right? But then for this effect parts, it's very detailed, and it would definitely requires me to refer to the manual, because there is a lot of weird parts that it's I don't know how to explain. So we have this here that roughly show you the profile of where the part goes, and then you need to figure out the directions and everything. So it's like perhaps it's like going this way in. Is it? Yep. Let's see how it pokes up here. Then you're like wondering whether are you in the proper place, or is there another pieces that can fit right here? I don't think so. I believe we make the right choice. And then there is this piece that is upside down. That should go through here and snap everything together. There we go. Ooh, Maple Story. This should be Ludidrium. No? Ludidrium? Ludi. Okay. And then we will install this in this orientation. Wiggle it in. Alright. And then the tip, which is this, I think. Or perhaps it's a different one. There's a few of those. I think it's this, yeah. How it shows, so you can see it's a flaming arm. There we go. And then we have the claw. A few parts here, I don't know which one is which I have to match it. Is there any codes to this? No. But we know it's this. They got one that looks most like a claw. It will be the little finger, which goes right here. And then there is the second and third piece. So the second is the smaller one. And then the larger one. So there's some separations to it, so you can see this is a claw, gigantic claw, flaming hand, and then it too have the options for you to make it into a full-fledged arm. So this is the flame part that goes towards the arm, the entire arm. Like this, we will install everything. There we go. Firearm. Flaming purple dark fire. Black fire. And we do have one of this though. I think we missed it. Yeah, so perhaps it have four fingers. Ah, there we go. So there's four fingers, so it's not a 3-finger arm, but rather a full hand. There you go. after you assemble everything, it really does look like a hand. Because when I first was cutting all of these pieces out, I can't really tell what the part is trying to do. But one of the cool parts is this. The flame portion of this, they are rotating. Let me show you. So I put all of this in, and then you can rotating. You can see how it. Oh, not quite, but you can. Yeah, it offers some rotations, not 100%, but it does rotate slightly. But it's a cool design. Yeah. Plug this in. There we go. Now we have a firearm. So you can imagine the arms right here. Then you have flame arms. Transform the entire sleeve. So there's the hand, all the hand options. Cool, right? Right. Let us just quickly go through the left arm, and then before we fix the head, and then we move on to the exciting part, which is the tail. And looking at the speed of how we are doing, we can finish building this kit by today. I am confident of that. Right? Not overconfident. Pretty sure we can finish it in time. How confident am I to build this without looking at the instructions? I'm pretty sure I can do it. Right, there is not much pieces with directional restrictions, and I'm built plenty of Gerpla to know which part or which direction the arm's supposed to face. So this should be fairly quick and easy for us to finish assembling the arms. And then we forgot about this. Almost forget about that. Oh man. Ugh. My neck hurts. My shoulder hurts. For the past 2 days I have stiff neck, and this is not helping. It's not wanting to go in because the session, it's slightly deformed and overshaped. Let's see how this does not want to go in. Really tight. Ugh. Then you have these two pieces to hold everything together. So probably some extra works will be fixing the seam lines of some of the pieces. But everything, it's coming along just fine. So that's one. And then we look at this. This will just clip both of them together. This will go here, and then we fix this right here. This direction. Hi, Rams. Thanks for joining. Good to see you. For you, is it good morning, good evening, good afternoon? And welcome to the live stream. We are currently building KOTOBUKIYA's Arcanadea Gii. And she is basically the dragon girl from reincarnated as a slime. Mirim. Later I show you. Hey Philippines, we are neighbors. We are neighbors in the Asia, Southeast Asia. Good to see you. So it's a good evening. Good evening, friend. So I'm just building this. This is the second arm, which I already know how it goes. So we should be done. So you are a fellow builder as well? Do you build Gundams? Or you're also looking towards why does it show us a full screen? I don't want you to do that. Third party model kits, nice. And which kits are you building? You're more towards mecha? Why does it show that? Mecha stuff, third party. Yes, quite recently third parties are in the era Fenrir. If you know in era Fenrir, I'm not too familiar. It rhymes though. But I do have a kit that is a Fenrir, which is by I think Eastern Attack model. So they do produce also Gurpla. So there's a Fenrir. There is I do have a Fenrir, and then I do have a mermaid, a wolf. So the Fenrir is a wolf, and then we have a mermaid. And then the mermaid one does able to dismantle it to a woman, and then follow up with a shark as a companion. So that is interesting. Third party era Fenrir. Is that a model or brand or line? Era and Gear. Oh, okay. So it's a brand. Mecha. So it's yeah, I'm looking at this. So that is a Babatosh, right? So it's a third-party version's design of a Babatosh. Actually looks really good. Not bad. So how's the build quality? Because generally they say third party the build quality is not as good, which for me personally I feel it's true. But more and more they are improving their technology, so they may not be on par with Bandai per se, but they are actually, the amount of details or design wise is actually not, it's actually quite good. A lot of third parties iPhone still in the box, haven't started. Nice, hopefully you start. I love to see your results, your build progress. But yeah, you generally third parties, the quality is not as refined as bigger companies like Bandai or Kotobukiya's, but they sometimes do address some of the issues that the mainstream companies lack of. Like example, I some of the third parties I mentioned. If you have a chance, I actually also have other live building sessions that I had that features actually the model kits that I mentioned. So one is a wolf girl, another one is a mermaid, and they are both by third party, or rather lesser known companies, China company, Eastern Attack Girls, I think. Yeah, so that's the line. But they one of the features that I like for them is that their runners are all under gate, meaning it's not on the surface. So example, if you were to see like this piece right here, you can see the gate is right here outside, where it's visible when you are posting, you are posing it. All right. But a lot of third parties, their under gate will be like on the inside here, where it's less visible. So I really love those. But if you really want to find like under gates in like Bandai's Gundams, usually they are only available in higher grades. So we are talking about like a real grade, or even a perfect grade. I have a perfect grade X here, and majority of the pieces are under gate. But sometimes it's really irritating that they make it so that they are on the surface. It's like I'm paying, you know uh more money for you. You're trying to support you guys, but then the quality is bad. So I start to move away slightly. Why this one is not going in? This is so irritating. Yeah. So some third parties does feature that, but I need to cut off bits of this. This doesn't really fit. I should. Yeah. In the meantime, just use a penknife. And then probably I cut myself. It's only a real grade. Yeah, real grade is nice. It's small, and because it's small, you can fit more detail inside. It looks more detailed. This part does not want to go in. What is going on? What is going on? Oh, Razor. Yeah, so but third party kits still have a bit more to go with their quality control. Yeah, sometimes some parts are very tight, then some parts are very loose. It's not consistent. Like if you were to build a Bandai kit, you there is more or less there's a consistency to the qualities that you are getting for every model. But for third party, sometimes it can be hit and miss. I have some. For that's not those few. One of them is like super tight. And why does this part doesn't want to go in? I'm trying to figure out this part, this portion. Oh yeah, got it. There we go. Man, yeah. So the quality control wise for third party kit, that's the issue. But it does offer better designs in my opinion. Some of the third party stuff, the designs are so good. I guess that is also why you buy what is called that the era Fenrir. It looks really nice. It looks really good. It's upside down. Yeah, so they redesigned it. But now I'm not really looking at much of yeah, it looks really good. I did a Google search on it, and it's the amount of details to it. It's equivalent to a master grade, or rather, you can imagine if KOTOBUKIYA was to make Gundams, it looks like that. That quality wise, the amount of designs going to it. Yeah. So third party have its plus, which is the details. Gundams, it wants to be in a way true to the anime, and anime versions are generally lower qualities because they requires more work to animate more details. Therefore, you lack the qualities. Otherwise, it's mainstream. That's all I can say. Bandai is mainstream. But hopefully you have a chance you can explore explore Kotobukiyas model kits. I do find that they have quite a lot to offer. But the pricing wise, it's a bit painful. Kotobukiya, it's all right. See you later. Yeah, but Kotobukiya's kit, it's more pricey, to say the least. But they have a lot of details, so that's nice. Woo! Almost. There we go. So we can, let me just plug this in. From inside of the world. Let me just change the angle. So feature here. I guess we can use the stand. And then we just change the angle. Then I shall fix the other portions while you can take a look at how cute the girl is. Ooh, 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 ooh. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. What other stuff that I have? Mainly, I'm just building KOTOBUKIYA's kit right now. I think a lot of the model kits that I have right now, mostly are KOTOBUKIYA's, as they do offer a lot more designs. Am I missing something here? No worry. A lot more designs, especially some of the other lines. Like if we were to take a look, we have right here we have the plumber girls. So we are looking and talking about the Arcanadea. There is frame arm girls. There is Megami device. And there is the Shoujo Shohai. Shoen, I think. So that is roughly four lines of mecha girls. Not mecha girls, plamo girls, plamo, plugger, girl plug. And then recently also I really enjoy building is not really say enjoy building, but rather very fascinated with is Megalomaria. Those their articulations which they really emphasize on. There's a lot of articulation points while you're building it, and there's like over they claims to have over 100 over articulation points of articulations, so those are really special. And but the only complaint, or rather something only con downside of building a Megalomaria kit is that when you build one, you already build the rest. They all of them basically have the exact same build. Yeah, they build the same way for every one of them. So there's not much to offer with the building experience. Alright, but posability and everything, those are top notch. Yeah, they can offer a lot. Am I right? No, yes, no, yes, no, yeah. This goes here. Yeah. And those they look clean, alright. Megalomaria. The kids looks clean. Very have that kind of a premium feel to it. So that's something that if you can consider, but they are not cheap, all right, because again, they are under Kotobukiya's kits are not cheap. That's the only downside. Pretty much the only downside. Yeah, but they are catching up with the quality. So if you are looking towards quality builds, Kotobukiya have a lot of things to offer that you can consider. Flame actually does fits well with one another. Doesn't really give you an option to mess up. They just form fit well in a way. If we were to rotate them slightly, they should be aligned. Anyway, done. Done. So that's the second arm. Oh, actually, the zoom or the close up is actually not bad. Look at that. And the true Gao. True fierce hand. And then there is a option, not really option, rather spare parts for fixing the arm. But yeah, this is what we have. Okay, we have a chance. We can talk a little bit about this kit. Right. Is it possible to zoom up a little bit without showing too much? There we go. Let's go. Okay, so we are not fully done yet with building, but we can kind of see some of the build qualities as well if we were to take a look at this. So this is the size of the arm. Look at how big this is. Yep. So honestly, if you were to compare this to another kit of similar, which is by KOTOBUKIYA, we'll be looking at like Megami device and all. It does offer a fair bit of articulations. It's very similar. Yeah, but the amount of details that goes to it, it's actually insane. So all of these parts, there's a lot more parts going into making it accurate. And then the articulation wise is pretty much standard. Nothing much to say really. But one thing that is quite impressive, I'm just going to remove this. It's the shots. So if you were to look at this from the side view, you can see how this is the crotch area. And it's wearing a shorts, and the shorts does move around with the leg. You see how it moves. Yeah, so that it's relatively unique. I really like it. The knee wise, I don't know whether is it me or did I install it wrongly, but this looks weird. You right? This looks weird. But when it's standing straight, when she is standing straight, it's flush. It looks really nice. Yeah. And then the leg is pretty much basic. There's not much articulations apart from the joint here and up and down right here. Yep, so that's about it. But now we can move on and we can start building the tail and the wings. So let me just switch over to the default position again. Let me just have a quick drink of water. Okay. So all these parts are the auxiliary parts. So we have the wings right here and then the tails. The tail, basically they are in sections. So there are a total of 7 sections here. Is it 7? Okay, let me count again. Let me just shift it so I have more space. Right. So this is the base of the tail. There is 4 sections here, and this is 5, 6, 7, 8, and then this is the tip of the tail. And each sections they are actually labeled here. I don't know whether I will be able to zoom in close. Not enough, but I actually painted the number here. So each sections have a number. So this is 1 to 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. So I painted those numbers, just make it a little bit more easy for me to identify and build along in case I swap out the parts. Especially in this, these 4 sections are together because they use the same joint as this. Hold on. They use the same of this. So I group them together. So 1 to 4, they are labeled 1 to 4. So all of them are in there. And I guess the tail wise, the building process is more or less the same. If you were to look at this, it's basically the same thing. The top of the tail, the joint, and then the connection, and then the bottom. That's all. That's it. Right. So it's a very simple build. If you were to take a look at this, and then basically this is the top. This is the top part, the tail. Do this. Do this. How does it go? Look, it's fun. keep it in frame. Need to remember to keep my building in frame. So it goes like this. This is the inner portion. And then we clip this in, and then this will form the base of tail, which is connecting towards the body. And then the bottom, which is white, secure everything together. And then we have the top portion here, which you can remove and swap them for, I guess, for the other portions. So you have these accents here. You can say the spine, the top part. So that's the base of the tail. Right, and then we move on to 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, there's a number over here. This is 3. 1 will be the thickest. 2, 3. This is 2, and then we have 4 as well. This is 1, 4. This is 1, 2, 4, 3, and then all of this is the same, I think. And then you have the spine right here. And then again, you can see the different. You have one that is a flattened version, which is what you see here. It's flat. And then you have one that is Godzilla. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 1, this is 3, 1, 4, 2, 1, 3. This is 4. This is 2. And then 4 here. This 2 is 4. This is here. This is, I believe it's 2 or 4. This is 3. This is 2. Right? So I swap them out. And then the bigger portions, again, there is a spiky portion here, which is pointing back. So it is number 1. And then we will fix the tail part here, the connector, which is upside down according to the manual as intended. And then we connect these two together. So this is the tail portion. And then you can seal it with this. And then that is your seal. But you too can also connect this using this to raise the spine as a Godzilla mode. But once you plug it in, you kind of can't see it in number anymore. So the only way you can really tell is by size, I guess. Like 1 will be bigger than 2, by that logic. Of course, you can also paint a similar number on another side in order to make it more obvious. But I guess we're just going to go by default. Alright, here you go, number 1. Spine. 1 done, and then 2 and 3, everything should be the same. And interesting, there's a front and back. Wait, 2. Oops. Drop on the ground. Just this is number 2. It does connect through at the bottom. And then the top is it in. Make sure it's the right direction. There we go. So the tail is forming. There we go. Number 2. And then we too can also install the spine. And then maybe you can also see how they are connected. So this is the base of the tail, and then this is the second portion, and then the third. It's how to keep it straight. It's also for some reason feels, I don't know, off. Feels like it's backward or something. Let me just double check. We are. And it's upside down. It feels weird. Alright, let me just consult the instruction book. This definitely says it's go in here. Huzzah! Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm right. It's not much to say. Yep. I guess there's just slight angles to it. That's so weird. Why is it so? It doesn't feel right, you know. Feels like this part is upside down. Let me just see whether is it true. No, it doesn't work. It only works this way. but it just feels wrong. Maybe make it slightly looser, a little bit looser. Let's see how the bottom clips in. It doesn't really fit well. Odd. I don't like it. It just feels a little bit off. I don't know how to fix it. This doesn't feel right as well. How? How? The only one that feels somewhat okay, I guess it's at this angle. But even that also doesn't feel exactly right. Unless, you know, it kind of makes you feel that way. This number 3. Number 3. Yeah, number 3 feels better. See how it goes in there. But number 2 just feels weird. Could it be there's a direction to it? Yeah. Oh man. So there is a slight portion to this part. So this is upside down. That's why it feels weird. Right, this is upside down. How easy is to split this part? Fairly easy. Alright, with a little bit of fingernails, we can jam the parts apart. Okay, jam the parts apart. Ow. Come on. Stubborn. There we go. That's one side, two side. Alright, so this is upside down. Reading the manual explains the manual. Am I right? Right, so if you were to look at this part, Alright, there is a top and bottom. So I make the mistake. And that's why it doesn't align properly. Now I have to go back and fix it. But it should be still an easy fix because we are relatively early in our build. So it should not take too long for us to address the issue. But that too also depends. So number 3 is okay. Number 3 is correct. It's nope, it's not. Number 3 is not. Okay, let us just be patient and use a little bit of our finger grease. No elbows here, no elbows. Only fingers. Finger and wrist. Let us address this. So we want them to be bottom and up and top. So having the maximum gap in between. So the first pin should be facing downwards. And the second pin is facing upwards. Correct? Yes. And then we return them into their correct position. Correct position. And then this should sit properly with the next session. There we go. Yep. Now it's aligned. Look at that. Look at that. Now it's properly aligned. Mistakes was made and we have a chance to fix it. Discover the reason why. Ooh, but it's real tight. Which is good for parts that do not require you to move it, to remove or not. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, very good. This is number 3. Oh, my neck. Pretty long. Staying pretty long in this position really hurts my neck. I'm old. My neck can't take it. There we go. We have a nice bit of tail action here. Moving around. Tail. And building this also kind of reminds me of a Enfield. Arknight Enfield. Do you play video games? I'm primarily, last time you start this YouTube channel, sort of a lot of content is based on Arknights. After that, I somewhat partially quit, and now we move on towards say Enfield. Enfield, which is the chow between Arknights, OG Arknights, and Genshin Impact, and Satisfactory, and a lot of stuff. It's a fun game. And in Arknights Enfield, there is a character named Yvonne. She has a very thick tail, just like this. So it's quite interesting that I'm building a tail, a fat tail. And and her color scheme, Yvonne, it's like pink. There's pink motifs to it, and just like this. There you go. So we have section 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see the articulations wise. It's fairly detailed. You can bend the tail all the way down. You can kind of bend it up as well. And yeah, it's relatively flexible. It's not say divine tier, but you know that the ball joints in here give it a double joint, so you can kind of sink in right here to give it a little bit more articulation choice. And it doesn't really have a gap in between, so it's not bad. The look wise, articulation wise, actually not bad. Yeah, it's just only the posing part might need a little bit of finesse. Example, like this part here is not aligned, then you want to align it, then you need to work it a little bit in order for you to get the perfect line right here. So that requires a little bit of finesse, but nothing too insane. So that's 1 to 4. Now we move on to number 5. So the building process pretty much similar, just that the stuff that we're using right here is thinner, as you can see, and it's indicating that yep, there is also a direction to it. The 5 face inwards, the bottom piece is this, and then the top is that, you know, the standard usual stuff. Number 5 and 5 assembly for this, it's different. It's just top down instead of clip on. Yeah. There you go. Let's add another one down. And clip it in. Check it out. All the tails touching. Nice. Number 6. 6 is slightly different. You can see here, using a different pin. and then there is direction to it, but I accidentally cut away the peg. But should not matter too much. Because it sits nicely in there, so it doesn't really requires that. I actually accidentally snipped it off while I was building because I was not paying attention, but it just sits nicely in here, flush to it, so it doesn't really matter much. So it was a close shave. If not, it's a pain to try to fix it. And this should just clip it in nicely. There we go. We have 6, and then this is 7. 7 also same thing. So this is what's supposed to look like with that pin here. With the pin facing downwards, this will go in here nicely, and then it will go through here. Something wrong? Something wrong. It's backwards. No wonder it does not feel right. So if a good quality but model kit, the way it feels when you build, sometimes when it doesn't really fit, you can kind of tell that you built it wrong. Yep, so that's the case here. Right, we are closing on to the last hour. So for this, we are going to swap out with this spine instead, because we are going to attach this later. So we are going to replace that spine with something else. And maybe we might as well just jump to this portion here, which is this. And then we have a jam to slide in right here. Again, tiny part. And it have a direction as well. See how there's a line in here. So we need to clip on that line, which we will first try. Let's see whether can it go further in. Clip. Ooh, that's a satisfying clip. Yeah. There we go. Look at that. Then this technically is the last bit of tail. And I believe it goes here. Yep. So this is the end of the tail. We still have number 8 here. But we are going to install this first. Like this. Cool. And then this just goes on top. There is a V shape here. Does it go anywhere? Not quite. Let me consult the book. Okay. So it faces forward like this. There we go. So it looks like this. Check it out. A ring. And it glows in the dark because the clear part. So if I were to shine UV light on this, it does glow blue. So that's cool. Yep. So that is section number 7 with that very unique ring. And then the remaining should be the same for number 8. Yep, so it's fairly repetitive, the parts. You just have to build all 8 of them with just very slight difference. So it's not quite 100% repeating. Like per se you build those Gundams with wings, and or perhaps even individual feathers. Wing Gundam PG. Yep. Okay, we are done with this. We click this to the tail all the way in, and then the last bit of tail. There we go. So this is the full length of the tail. How big is this? This is almost as tall as our model here. So it's as tall as long as the model here. Our Gii. So this will just go in here, and then in a way she can support herself with the tail. Look at that. How big is the tail? How awesome. How awesome is the tail? Wow! Right? So that's the tail. Look at that. Nice. Nice, right? Okay. So that's the tail. So now we move on to something interesting, which is the back. So I'm just going to clean up the table here a little bit. How useful are these compartments? Okay. Oh, for the back, there's 2 of this which have directions to them. So that's why I put them into separate buckets, because there is a left and right orientation, and it's a very slight difference between this and this. The orientation it's very slight. Like if you are not careful and you accidentally build or reverse the positions, you barely notice, right? What it does is basically this line, the middle line, will align perfectly straight. If you were to mess up the orientation, honestly, you can't really tell the difference. Yeah, but you make it so that this line, the middle line, runs straight. That's all. That's it. That is the only orientation between left and right. Very slight and minute. Missed it and nobody knows. Ooh, that's a nice clip. So that's the left, that's the right. Alright. That's one. That's the other one. Did it drop to the other box? Oh no. Well, later we'll find it. Ayah. There you go. We will find the other piece later. We just keep this in mind. And then we move on to this. Whole lot of stuff. This is all the back stuff. But in this box, there is pieces that are slightly different. I guess you can call it the middle section, I guess. The back instead of the wing. So these are the parts. And then we do also have a little cap here. Clear parts. That is the biggest of the three. Right. Let us take a look at the wings. So first of all, we have this. This will attach right here. And then you have the wings. Tiny wings, bat wings. Cute little wings. Right? And then you have the crest, which is the... So for this, there's no direction. Good. That kind of the magic shoe crest, which... trying to fix it in. Ooh. It's tight. There we go. So it don't drop, which is good. And then there is this. Is it at a slight angle? Is it supposed to be at a slight angle? Yes. Just need to push it all the way in. Done. Then push this through. There we go. And this, how does this works? Take a look at the instruction manual. It goes through the tail. So we go back to our model here. So we actually will be installed this way. See how it met here? Close out the gap here in between this and the tail. There you go. And then we have a tiny wing. This is her back. Cute, eh? Whee! Tiny wings and big tail. Right. And then now we move on to the big wings. which have a lot of parts. So this is the arm, or rather the main arms, the main portion. And we are sort of building them in twos. So that's one. And then there is another one right here. They also use the same joint. Sure. Ouch. Very sharp. Everywhere is sharp. Da 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 da. And then we will install the cover. Is it over here? Are you the same, or are you a different piece, different color piece? I know you goes here. And you, I guess, is this piece. There we go. So this is how it looks like. It does rotate. And then we have another back here. We can install this straight away because we know this is the only piece that fits here. Then we can leave that to one side. And then we have this with 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a tin version. Yeah, there we go. This is a tin version. Go through here. And then we cap it over. There we go. And then we install this one is the other side. Is it this? There we go. And then we will plug this in right here. So this is how the wing will connect to the back. like this. And then the wings can flex like this and turn it back and forward. So there's one side of the wing. And now we can build the other side. And we are missing one joint. What? And one of them should be in here. This whole chunk. You just pour it all out. I'm missing some parts. Feels like I'm missing some parts. Maybe. I hope not. I should not. But it takes a while to find them among this mess. I don't think we are missing anything. And just look carefully, because if you were to recall, we technically have one of these pink parts missing for the other side, and then now we are missing a joint. I don't see it though. Maybe it's on the runner. That would be insane. That would suck. I might have misplaced it. That's crazy. Just checking. Well, we can work on one side first, and then the other side we can do something about it. Right, so let's make a move on one side. So we'll be using all of this. So there's a lot of parts here, but one of them is these two will come together. From one piece, and then this will join up with this piece.
End quote.
We have to do laundry. I'll have to do housework later. There we go. That's one claw. So we need 6 version of this. But then we can also move on to then we move on to this part. This. And then this will articulate right here at this point. How it's all spiky. And then after that, we sew it off right here. Close it in. Make sure everything is fitted properly. There we go. So it's relatively tight. So requires a lot more work, but as down here, we can really see how it can become repetitive, especially on this portion, the wings. But we can show you the design right here, how the wings all comes together. So you can see the color separation right here. So this is the tip, and then we look at the body, which is this. And then the parts that we need is this. And then we will again close it with this portion, seal it up. Down, and we can take a look at, we need another part for this, which is this. This will enter here. See how it fits, and then the main wing portion. What is that? Did some skin. It clipped my skin. Ew, gross. And then this piece right here. So the wings are relatively complicated. Lots of parts, and hopefully that means more articulations and proper color separations, which you can really see how it's doing. Then I see another cap right here, and then we switch forward, and this will cap it. We have to do it second, but we should be able to fix this in without much issue, without removing the first portion. Like this. Maybe not. Alright. So this will go in first, as the instruction says. This first, number 1. Done. And then this number 2.
Step out beyond the edge and stop the motion.
There we go. And then we will push for this above 1, and then the golden accent. And then one more of this. And more this, followed by this. Then another blue piece. And then finally we top it off with the cap. So that is a lot of parts. So this is one wing section. And how many parts did we go through? We consider over here where this is the 1 point of articulations, 2 points. So you can make a hook from this, right? Oh, you can even bend outward as well, slightly. So there's 2 points of articulation here. So 1 point here and 1 point over here. Right, and then all the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 points. Cool. Wow. And then the color separation for some of the pieces. You have all the way from here at the front. You have your purple, dark purple as your base, and then you have the pink and the blue and the gold as accent. Oops. But there's no articulation on the top. Right, the top is here is fixed. And then that's where you connect. So that is one section. I'm not going to bore you with most of it, so I'm going to just skip all of this for later. But I'm just going to example some of the other parts here. So one of this is this, which is the wing section, which will utilize this. This is how it fixes. We are going to just skip to the end, and then I don't know. Maybe I do a review. Would that be interesting? Something you like to see? We can do that. But then I will have to reset on the table and everything, because it's also incidentally getting a little bit late. Usually it's by 11 I would have to finish the stream. So we are about done for today. So we just left some of the parts here. I'm just going to showcase to you. And then perhaps another day we can do the live streaming. So this one portion here, the wings. So you can connect 1, 2, 3 parts of the wings here. And then you also have 2 for this. So you still remember this? So they will clip on here. There we go. So this you can sort of adjust it. So as the wings spread out, you can also adjust this out like this. So the close up will be this, and then you have the wing section here, which we are just going to clip it here in the middle. Then for the side, you will clip it here. So side will clip it here, middle will clip it here. So I just show you here. We can do this, and then you can close the wing right here. It should look like this. And the angle wise, if you want to be a little bit cleaner, there we go. And you can imagine the 2 sides will be clipping on here. So there's a whole wing here. And how do we attach the whole thing? We have this arm. So remember this? And this will go here. There we go. So that's the wing right here. And it's also quite big. If we were to compare to our base model, again, it's as tall as our girl. It's as tall and as long. So that's a hefty build. Alright. It's no wonder the box is so big. So I'm just going to leave it here. I'm going to end it here. And you can look forward next to our review on this kit. And so far the build, it's really good. I really enjoyed it. Only the ending part where we need to rush through some of the bits here. But other than that, yeah, that is about it. Thank you for joining. And we will see you whenever next time. Alright, with this we'll end the stream here. Thanks and goodbye. Let me find the entry to do. Alright, see you. Bye. And thanks Rams for joining. Hopefully we'll see you again next time. Goodbye.